Well, I'm gonna do a little intro. It's been a couple weeks since I've been in the woods. One due to a car accident, nothing major. Me and my wife are okay. And then I cut my hand pretty bad the night before Thanksgiving. So I didn't get to go to PA. Didn't get to go rifle hunting. Hand was pretty banged up, and it's just now starting to come back. Had to get some stitches in my hands, but I'm back out here in Virginia public land. I meant to do an intro video, and then I just ran into a whole flock of turkeys and I'm running up this ridge right now, so I thought that I'm better do an intro before I get into it. Today is primary scouting day. Gonna move some cameras around, gonna prep some scrapes, gonna use the wind to my advantage. High winds. Yesterday, today's Friday. I don't know exactly what the date is, but was gonna come out here last evening, Thursday evening, but due to high winds, I had to work. I was on standby for work. I work on power lines, and there was some lines down, and we were on standby to get called out. But I ended up getting released right at dark, so there's no point in coming out then. Today, wind is about 20 miles per hour, gust up to 30, 35 miles an hour. So, like I said, using the wind to my advantage, as in prepping these scrapes, getting this licking branch scent in the air, and trying to get pushed around into these bedding areas and maybe get a buck to show up. Haven't had any bucks show up on this camera, or any of these cameras recently. Had one 8-point already shed an antler, and then had a nice frame 6-point, no broad times. I've seen him earlier, but he's been on camera once through the night. But trying to get set up for this late season, last push before the season runs out. Hopefully we can get into something and just kill something. Time is running out, unfortunately, but gonna try to find some young yearlings that's gonna become receptive here. Could be now, all the way into Christmas, so stay tuned, guys. Just found this guy. Doesn't look too old, probably from the rut. But the idea here is that there's fields on the west side of this ridge. Hopefully this is not, man, my camera's all dirty. There's fields on the west side of this ridge. This ridge right north and south, and there's another big mountain up here. I'm trying to get the medium of before late evening stand of these deer going down into these fields and come down off this ridge. But I'm gonna go make a mock scrape, hang this camera, and I got one more in my backpack. I'm trying to find some food. This year was hard to find acorns, but with private being around me, I imagine some people are baiting, so maybe hug them a little bit. But mainly going off sign, food, and bedding. Here we go. That's what you like to find. Not real tall. I mean, he's got that thing bruised up. I just only walked 50 yards from that last one. I'm gonna hit some 4-8 gland on this. I don't know if I want to hang a camera right here, or make a mock strip right here. I might just do a little bit more walking around, and it's a little bench right here. Man, like conifer trees, not too bad for bedding. I don't see other cameras or other sign of other hunters. This other portion, I had, when I didn't hunt over here, I had a lot of other people on my camera. But yeah, I just followed this ridge out, and from the first 2 rubs I found a third one, and it looked like a rub line going over this ridge into these fields. And you can see there's a drainage system right there. And I knew there'd be an old scrape up here, and I did find one. Doesn't look like it was very active. The licking branch ain't really tore up either or twisted. It's a little bit open here, but it's thick on this side, and it's really thick on this side. I'm gonna make a mock scrape right here and hang this camera, and see what we can get going on. Yeah. All right, this is the setup. You got a ridge coming down right here, heavy bedding. Some mountain laurel starting to come in. Private is that way. You guys a little bit farther for public on this way. But heavy bedding as well. I know you see this big ass tree that's down, but also heavy bedding. I think a little bit of a saddle right here. Now, there's a little bit of a point out this way, but you have this main ridge, and there's a trail coming across, and there's a trail coming down the ridge off this point. So I end up making mock scrape here, off one, mock scrape. I made a triple. Never made a triple before. I've done some doubles, but just really trying to get anything on camera right now. Got the camera hung right there, so we're gonna see what's gonna show up. I'm gonna go hit these other scrapes I've hunted over, and the wind's starting to pick up a little bit now. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but it looks like there's old rubber over there. But I'm gonna walk this drainage down and see if there's any sign in there, and then end up going over to where I've hunted at previously this year. So just keeping you guys up to date. I went and made a big loop. I actually just crossed the main hiking trail. But I ran into doe bedding up here before. I'm not far from on camera. But I got that other camera hung. Both cameras hung. The wind's actually not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. It's really not that cold, but I've been walking. I've probably got about 2 miles in so far. Might have could have brought my bow, but I really don't know if I can pull my bow back right now. So we're gonna go prep these other mock scrapes. That's one heavy community scrape, and then get the hell out of here. I don't know if you can see it, but I can from here. Looks pretty fresh. I'm not gonna walk up there. But there's a big trail right here. There's a scrape down here behind me. There's another camera down here. I don't know what's going on here. I've walked on that side before, but maybe I'll have to go walk over there now. Dude's crossbow is still here. Kind of weird. All right, it's Saturday morning. I think today is the 7th. It is 8:30. I slept in a little bit this morning. Me and Kelly went out to dinner, had a couple drinks last night, and I ended up falling asleep on the couch and then wake up till about 3:30. I guess I could have got ready then, but I ended up just snoozing a little bit longer. And I'm out here now. Had some deer on camera last night and this morning at daylight, where I prepped those scrapes. No bucks. So I guess one was a spike. Nobody here in the parking lot right now. I'm gonna get set up. It's 18 degrees. The wind doesn't seem like it's howling as much as it was yesterday. So we're gonna get in here and get set up, and I'm just gonna get set up for this evening's hunt. Southwest wind. But yeah, it should be a good morning. Just got set up. Took forever to get set up. With one hand, I put my bibs on. I got to the tree, and this tree was super big at the bottom, and it splits. It just took forever trying to get the aimsteel rope around and tied in. And I get up here, and I don't really have no shooting lanes, and I don't really feel like getting down to move, because it took so long to get it in this tree. But wind's good, it's calm, cold. So here we are. Maybe today's the day. is 2 o'clock on the dot. The wind has been fair. The gusts aren't nearly as bad as what the Onyx in my phone weather app says. Haven't seen no deer. I haven't really got that cold. My feet have gotten somewhat cold. Been pretty boring. I imagine right before dark is when these deer are gonna come out. But I'm gonna have to get down to go to dinner in DC. But haven't had a lot of activity on my cameras either, here or at the farm. They still got snow up there. I think this week they got another 5 to 6 inches. This might be the spot. It might not be. It seemed nice on e-scouting when I was in here yesterday. But not a whole lot of deer. What is up? It is Sunday morning about, I think 11. Well, it's 11 o'clock on the dot. In West Virginia. Gonna do some rifle hunting today. It's literally the last day, December 8th. It's a bit warm. I think it's like 56 degrees, wind, a little high, mainly a west wind from where I'm at. I have not hunted this place at all this year. I hunted this place late last year for maybe just one day. I hung a camera and in a different spot. I'm not even gonna be in that spot, but yeah, kind of going blind. Just gonna walk. There's one spot I got picked out. It's 2 miles deep. It's a nice little point. It's got 3 finger ridges coming off of it. But gonna walk on the leeward side of this ridge. It's a west wind, and gonna see what we can do. Just had somebody drop by on a razor. I'm still right here on the main hiking trail, but yeah, hopefully we can bump something and get a shot with the old rifle. But yeah, here we go. I just got off the trail a little bit. I seen this really thick patch I thought would be bedding, and sure enough, I ended up finding a nice little rub and 2 scrapes. The ridge is right there. I'm gonna do a little bit more scouting around this area and mark it down and see if I can find a trail and just start walking it out. I mean, he has this entire side tore up. One right there, one right there. This is pretty ideal. I'm not far off the road, but you have this little, I don't know, pond, natural pond. You can see the deer's been using it, even on that side too. But heavy bedding right here. Could get one of these trees, but my God, it's thick. Just took a little break. Just broke 2 miles on Onyx. I'm almost to this point where I want to get to and scout. But I've done a lot of cutting in here that I've been unaware of. My brother-in-law killed a turkey in here this spring. I don't know if this is the same exact spot, but same area. I just had a little snack, some food, water. I get to this point. It has 3 little, looks like a turkey foot, finger ridges. And there's two benches, and then I'm gonna walk this drainage down, excuse me, to where I hunted at last year. I seen some rubs and a scrape in there. And I'm gonna walk back to my truck up through that valley. Probably gonna get probably around 5 miles today. I haven't seen no signs of other hunters. I ran into 2 hikers, an older couple, man and woman. And that was right before I found them scrapes and rubs. But I did find a humongous rub right at the head of the trail. It was a thick tree, and then it had a smaller tree, but I mean, it's old. It's an old rub. But I mean, the one tree's almost as big as a telephone pole, so there's gotta be big bucks in here. Just gotta find them. I came off this point, but this is an old clear cut. You can see that there's a couple of select trees that they've left in here. I've been following this trail on a rub line, but there's supposed to be a little bench down here. It's supposed to be flat. I'd imagine there's gonna be some type of scrape down here I'd like to go find. I will say I'm getting better at finding scrapes and knowing where they're at. I get down here and you can see the 2 scrapes right there. And licking branches, twisted up and broken. That's what I like to see, and I can see a nice rub about 25 yards from here. It looks a little old, but I like it. I like this spot. I just bumped a buck. I don't know how big he was, but he looked like he was injured. I'm gonna go after him. Don't look real big, but I'm due for a buck. Ended up coming around that knoll that he came across, and didn't see him. I came up the knoll. I just dropped down and I found another scrape there, and then a scrape over there. Gonna keep walking down. I think maybe this is the direction he came. When I came around that knoll, there was a clear cut, and there's a clear cut right here. So maybe he came down through this patch of woods, but I'm gonna keep on with my plan and not chase this buck around. Go down through this draw, across the main road, hit this valley, and come back to my truck. Probably right about halfway, I think, probably around 3 miles now. It's 1:13, so I kind of need to get the move on. But a lot of good scouting. I found this scrape, a scrape coming up a logging road, and then the one that I initially found when I dropped down off the point. So not a bad spot. Yeah, gonna keep it on. I'm down this bottom now. I've found multiple rubs and multiple scrapes, but not a big community scrape. That's what I'm really looking for right now. As you can see, it's thick all the way around. And I'm on this main trail. I think there might be another parallel trail, but there's tons of crossing intersection trails. I would like to find a big community scrape. Maybe set up on that this evening. Headed back to my truck. Total of 7.1 miles and a little bit over 5 hours. My feet hurt. Kind of tired and hungry. Well, at least I could say I went rifle hunting this year. I think last year I only went one time too, one day. But I did not. I seen some good sign. I seen that one buck. He wasn't that big. At most, a small basket rat ate. But he looked more like a 6.0 broad tines from what I've seen of him. But well, that's gonna conclude this weekend. It's December 8th. Maybe next weekend. I don't know. Might stay here in Virginia next weekend. Might go up to the farm. Might go hunt a honey hole. in West Virginia on public land. I don't know yet. But if you guys liked the video, subscribe. We're almost to 500 subscribers. You know, share it, tell a friend, and stay along for the ride. Still trying to grind out a buck. I really don't care how I kill it, if it's on public land or not. Until next time.